We have been waiting for Tesla Model 2 for 4 years, and right now the trial production with the first prototypes has started. Elon Musk just cuts through the noise. Meaning you'll see it coming, like I said, thousands, perhaps millions of times faster than is currently possible. That's a clear signal that Tesla's long-prepared manufacturing network is finally switching from planning to motion. Fresh evidence from September 17, 2025 shows Giga Texas prepping next-gen supercharger stations, drilling switchgear mounts, wiring Megapack trailers, and running crash tests, all for Model 2. Meanwhile, Nevada is expanding its 4,680 cell capacity. Mexico is building the world's next automotive giant. This is the inflection point that confirms the start of production. But what we must make clear is how soon Tesla can move from prototype to mass production for the masses, and where this model is manufactured. All these questions will be answered today. If you want verified, fact-driven Tesla updates before they hit mainstream headlines, make sure you're inside the circle and be one of the subscribers to see the shift happen in real time. Let's get in. 1. When will Tesla Model 2 actually be on the global launch? Elon Musk has committed to 2026 as the start of production for Tesla's long-promised $25,000 Model 2, and the timeline is now backed by hard construction evidence at Tesla's newest plants. Gigafactory Mexico in Nuevo Leon is designed as the global hub, and early estimates suggest that once the lines are operational, it could push out between 250,000 and 500,000 units in its first year. For context, that's more than Ford managed with the Mustang Mach since its 2020 launch, and it's nearly equal to Volkswagen's entire global EV volume in 2024. If Tesla clears the mid-range target of 500,000 vehicles, the Model 2 alone would outsell every other electric model currently on the market. But here's the harsh reality for U.S. buyers. The federal $7,500 EV tax credit ended on September 30, 2025. This means anyone buying a Model 2 in 2026 or later gets zero federal tax incentive. Compare that to buyers who purchased qualifying EVs before October 2025. They effectively paid $17,500 for a $25,000 car. Tesla's timing couldn't be worse for launch year customers. Starting October 1, 2025, a new tax provision allows up to $10,000 annual deduction on auto loan interest for U.S. assembled vehicles. But this only applies to financed purchases without leases and phases out for single filers earning over $100,000 or married couples over $200,000. For a $25,000 Model 2 financed at 6% annual percentage rate over 5 years, you'd pay roughly $25,000, $3,880 in total interest. Meaning you could deduct that full amount, saving perhaps $850 to $1,160 depending on your tax bracket. It's something, but it's nowhere near the $7,500 instant credit that expired. The prototype to production timeline is equally critical. Right now, in October 2025, Tesla is running crash tests, thermal validation, and durability cycles on pre-production Model 2 units in Texas. Industry standard requires over 50 crash tests across different scenarios before FMVSS certification. Each test destroys a $150,000 prototype. Tesla typically runs 10 tests in parallel per month from October through December 2025. By January 2026, they submit certification paperwork to NHTSA, which takes at least 60 days to review. That puts federal approval around March or April 2026. But here's what nobody's talking about: state-level registrations. California, which represents 40% of U.S. EV sales, requires a separate California Air Resources Board certification, which is another 45 to 60 days after federal approval. So, California buyers, even if you pre-order on day one, You're not getting delivery before May 2026 at the earliest. Texas and Florida buyers could see an April 2026 delivery because they don't need that approval. That's a 30-day advantage based purely on where you live. Texas will be the second pillar, though its role in 2026 will be more measured. Industry trackers expect Austin to ship fewer than 100,000 Model 2s in the first year, focused almost entirely on the US market. The key here isn't raw volume, but the debut of Tesla's new unboxed process, a modular production system meant to cut assembly time in half compared to the Model 3 and Model Y lines. If the system proves successful, Tesla can double throughput without proportionally increasing factory size, which would put enormous pressure on rivals who still rely on conventional linear assembly. By 2027 or 2028, Tesla's expansion curve steepens. With Mexico and Texas both scaling toward maximum capacity, combined output could realistically hit 1 million vehicles annually. To put that in perspective, it took Tesla's Model 3 nearly 4 years after launch to reach a similar cumulative production figure, while Toyota's Corolla, a global benchmark in affordable cars, averages around 1.1 million sales per year. If Berlin and Shanghai are retold on schedule by 2028, the Model 2 could push total capacity to 1.5 to 2 million units per year, a scale no EV has ever touched. For US buyers, the rollout path is already forming. Pre-orders are likely to open in January 2026, followed by design lot confirmations in February, initial builds in March, and NHTSA approval in April. Early deliveries in Texas and Florida could begin by late April, while California follows after CB approval in May. From June through December 2026, production ramped sharply, aiming to fulfill most reservations by the first half of 2027. So unless you're in the early deposit wave, your Model 2 might not arrive until next spring, proving how fast this affordable EV is moving from rumor to reality. For Model 2, sources suggest Tesla is implementing a tiered reservation system. $250 refundable deposits for general queue and $1,000 deposits for priority allocation with guaranteed Q120 to 6 delivery windows. If you're planning to buy, this distinction could mean getting your car in March 2026 versus December 2027. That's 21 months of gas savings, tax credit eligibility, and avoiding competitor undercutting. This trajectory would transform the Model 2 into the first electric car to break out of the premium niche and enter the mass market territory long dominated by Corolla, Civic, and Golf. It would also mark a turning point for Tesla itself, moving from a company selling just over 1.8 million cars in 2023 to potentially more than doubling that figure within a single model cycle. The real question now isn't whether Tesla can build the Model 2. It's whether competitors can keep up once the car starts rolling out of Mexico in 2026. So, when do you honestly think you could get your hands on a Model 2? Drop April 26th if you believe deliveries could start that early. Late 26th if you're